I don't trust games with my $60, and neither should you. Maybe I'm just a boomer who appreciates an era where games didn't cost me an artery in order to experience the full meal. But if being a boomer means I can get all the modern Crash games together for under $60, then you're damn right I'm a geezer. Now I assume you've read the title of the video and thought to yourself, hey, that's a pretty weird topic, Agent Ecto. Have you lost all your ideas? There's an unfuckable robot in sight! Well, brother, that's probably because this video isn't about any specific game. It's instead talking about the entrance fee for games.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
If you don't know me, I'm someone who likes to save every penny of money that I got when it comes to games, or really anything. If I see a new game on the market, I'm probably gonna find any way I can mitigate the gaping hole in my wallet afterwards. Ooh, sorry, don't care. Cole, leave, go away, you're British, and you're a FNAF fan. Alright, here you go. I'm sure that'll, cover the cost.
Ooh, yikes, man. You seem to be short by just a bit.
I was wanting to save the rest for getting my grandma a heart transplant, but, I can spare a few shillings.
Yeah, so that's gonna cost you $60 total.
But sir, you don't understand.
Would you like to purchase a warranty and membership?
You're probably thinking that I'm some sort of cheapskate who isn't willing to pay for anything, without searching through a fanny pack of coupons. But you didn't get Showdown Bandit for under $1, so who's the real loser here? The reason this is also important though, is because the gaming industry and big corporations are not your friends.
That shit stank, don't it? Ugh.
They can and will find any way to squeeze out every nickel from your britches. Empty DLC, overpriced AAA and indie games, eShop titles with no easy way to refund, and the dreaded microtransactions.
The money, Skylar. Where is the rest? Skylar, where is the money?
These are just the tip of the massive cock that is ripping apart your wallet wholesale. I often find myself seeing a new game in a direct or in a state of play, and it seems interesting enough, but end up being turned off by the price, either because I don't have the money or it's vastly more than I'm willing to pay. Sonic Origins, any Nintendo port, fighting games, you name it. It's so difficult for me to trust games anymore when I've been cucked so many times before. It's often why I skip games on release and avoid pre-ordering games entirely. No matter how much you think you know about a game before release, you're never gonna know for sure until you play it. This goes for both the positive and negative ends of the spectrum. But how do I define a $60 game exactly? Well, for starters, I feel like these games should look visually on par with the games of their generation. They should be polished, contain a multitude of gameplay hours purely of quality content. The game should be complete at launch and not require several post-release updates in order for all the content to be there or for it to function. And most of all, it should feel like I'm playing a robust, big budget title, and not a last gen's offspring wrapped up in a pile of nothing. Cutscenes, large, beautiful, and creative set pieces, unique gameplay with a quality story mode, and so on and so forth. Multiplayer focused games, online based ones especially, should not cost $60 in any timeline. The entire point is that they're simple but engaging gameplay loops that you pay premium in order to access through online. Though despite all these personal prerequisites, this is not the reality. The reality is that all of these companies will price their games as high as possible and create as many overpriced or unnecessary DLCs and microtransactions if the customer will buy it regardless. They don't care about customer satisfaction, they only care about what comes into their pockets, and that's it. But understanding this is what allows you to grow from it. So, how are you meant to combat corporate greed? What tools do you have at your disposal? Well, that's the topic of this video, the secret behind my penny pinching methods, and how it can help you. You see this? This is the price of a brand new game for most retailers. Nothing too crazy here, other than the game being absolute dog shit.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Now look at this. This is the price of the exact same game, but at that's a whopping $10 difference for a game that you are willing to buy the day of. Put that on the corkboard of savings. Now check this out. You probably know that if you buy a game from GameStop, that game will have a refund policy of about 30 days. Seems reasonable, right? Read the fine print there and you see the tomfoolery you're about to put yourself through. This basically means that any game or electronic you have ever purchased from GameStop cannot be used or opened under any circumstances, or your refund is void.
Gone.
How in the name of hell is that a fair sale? Most people return a product they feel like it wasn't to their liking after trying it. But GameStop? Nah bro, there could be a fucking nuke inside that box and they'd still void the refund. So, what's the refund policy at Walmart? It can't be way better than in any possible way. Oh wait, it is. 30 days but with no caveat. You can open the game, play it, finish it, slather in a vat of boiling toilet water, and you're good to go, brother. This type of flexibility is why if you're someone who likes to play Nintendo games anywhere near launch, the only place to get it is at Walmart. Ecto, I hear you saying, GameStop has trade-ins, and because of that, I can get games for way cheaper.
No.
GameStop makes you think the only way is to trade in games, but that's a scam too. Trading in games will often mark down the value of the game by a significant margin. Just as an example, me being the desperate idiot I was, wanted to get a copy of Pokemon Shield near launch. So, I traded in my copy of Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Diamond on the resale market going for upwards to $70 and Mystery Dungeon going for around $30 to $40. So, how much did I get for these? This is absurdly consistent with all of their products, to the point where I can definitively say that you should never buy or sell games from GameStop. You are straight up scamming yourself into falling for their trash fire of business. The only good reason to buy a game from GameStop, if at all, is if it's used or there's a damn good sale going on. Just as an example, last year I bought Super Paper Mario, Twilight Princess, DKC Returns on Wii, and Pokemon Platinum for about $117. All of this was available via their Black Friday used game sale, and it saved me a significant amount of money that I would have spent on some shitty secondhand dealers on eBay. Which leads pretty neatly into the apex of importance when it comes to purchasing games: video game sales. Fear it, run from it. Summer sales still arrive. A godsend sent by the messiah of gaming, Gabe Newell. Sales constantly happen whether or not it's heavily marketed, and it's up to you to understand the patterns, or in this case, it's up to me to tell you the patterns so you can continue to be a lazy shit. Sales often come during the holidays, seasonal shifts, or straight up whenever the f***, the latter being a random assortment of games with no correlation. Seasons and holidays seem pretty easy to keep track of, but what about the random sales? What do we have at our disposal to hunt these down? Brothers, may I introduce you to Twitter's sale alerts, or in this case, Cheap Ass Gamer. This here is a lifesaver and often notified me about games that I would have never thought to check out. Did you know Guilty Gear XRD with all the DLC went for $1 multiple times? The whole thing! And did you also know that Yoshi's Crafted World is a cent lower than normal? Or did you know that Ryan's okay, isn't it obvious that they don't have standards? But regardless, they're doing us a great service, with their only source of income being the shillings from random secondhand stores. If you're too lazy to actively check up on prices, this is the best place for you. Though if you want to reach my caliber of absolute big brain predictions, just keep in mind that there's often little to no reason to ever buy a game day one, or even week one. AAA games pretty consistently go on sale a few weeks or so after release, and by a significant portion. The longer you wait, the more frequent those sales become, and the lower the price. Don't fall for horrible marketing strategies like paid early access that just artificially force people to avoid social media surrounding the game. Looking at you, Atlas. And unless there's a damn good bonus, never pre-order a game. No matter how confident you are of it, you can never know for certain how good or bad a game is. And pre-ordering it is often a nail in the coffin with your purchase with no way out.
I'm sorry, little one.
There's often straight up zero benefit other than a mid-tier in-game reward or children's stickers. This, in my opinion, is a significantly worse option than even GameStop, because once the release date is imminent, you rarely have the option to return it, less so if you've already opened it. stick to buying a game on or after release. I promise you it's not gonna go anywhere. I'm not even gonna give digital pre-orders the light of day, so let's just wrap this up. In my eyes, why not, instead of concerning yourself with getting a game day one, focus on your backlog until then. There's plenty of games that are constantly going on for stupidly low prices, just waiting for you to arrive at their doorstep. Or you can spend $60 on Assassin's Creed 3 on Switch, but I'm not your dad.